Hi guys, Birthday here from Homeowner DIY. In this video, I'm going to be addressing a loose two-handle kitchen faucet. Now, when it comes to these two-handle faucets, whether they're a kitchen, bath, or laundry, they're all the same design, so you're going to have the same issues that come up. So in this case here, it's either going to be one of two things. It's either going to be loose faucet nuts that are holding the faucet down to the countertop, or the countertop has deteriorated, and that is what's causing play between the faucet and the countertop. But with that in mind, we'll look at our setup. Alright, this is our setup. So this two-handle kitchen faucet is loose because the countertop is starting to deteriorate. This is going to be very common with a laminate particle board countertop. Once it starts to get wet, it expands and deteriorates. You're not going to have this problem with a synthetic or a stone countertop. Alright, this is the bottom of the countertop. So this is a particle board because it's a laminate. You can see the discoloration which moisture has been getting to this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the kitchen faucet. I'm going to put a shim, a washer in between the plastic nut and the countertop. And I'm hoping that's going to be enough to restructure this faucet for the life of the countertop. So what we'll do now is material and tools. Alright, this is the materials list for this job. So latex gloves, some plastic. I believe that this is acrylic. Now, the reason I'm using this instead of like 3/8 plywood, after the nut and the supply line, I don't think there's enough thread left to get a piece of 3/8 plywood in. That's why I'm going to use this plastic here. I believe that this is acrylic. It's flexible, but it should be strong enough to keep the faucet down. Plumber's putty. This will be for the base of the faucet between the faucet and the sink. It looks like that there is a black plastic washer underneath the base plate, so I'm going to use putty. And then silicone. Silicone will be for the chrome cap that it looked like there was, I don't know, maybe a soap dispenser or something else that was off to the right. But between the plumber's putty and the silicone, you can use whatever your preference is. Guys, this is the materials list for this job. So what we'll do now is the tools list. Alright, this is the tools list for this job. So I have a silicone gun, torpedo level, utility knife, measuring tape, cordless drill. I have my Rybo drill bit set, basin wrench, a pan for water, a work light, and then an extension cord. Guys, this is all we need for tools on this job. So let's fix this faucet. Alright, so this is a faucet nut. This is going to be for a two-handle design. Now, a couple things here. Where this nut is underneath the countertop, so up like this, the material where the nut is here is no good. So we need to make a washer that is going to be bigger. So you don't want to do this here because you're not going to give yourself enough. So by going here, that's going to give me plenty of room. So I'll give myself 1.5 inches. On the other side, I'm going to give myself 1.5 inches. And then the end here, this will be 2 inches. Not that I really care. No one's going to see this anyway, so it doesn't have to be anything spectacular. Now, one thing to keep in mind, wherever the sink is on this side here, you don't want to have it like this where you have so much material that's going to hit the sink, because a hole has to be drilled into this to make this work. Now, this happens to work out well where I use this for something else, and then this piece here is what was left over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole into the acrylic, and that's going to be a spot for the threaded nut to go. Okay. Alright, so 1 inch Works so well. You want something just big enough that is going to be bigger than the stud. So this is going to work out well. You don't want to go too big because you're going to have less of the actual washer to catch onto. But 1 inch is a good size bit for this. Alright, so this is 2 3/4. So I'm just going to eye this out at 1 3/8. Actually, that looks to be okay right there. Now, you don't have to be exact about this. Alright, so this is going to be the center of my hole. So you can see it all the way around. That works out well. Now, I'm going to do the same thing for the other one. Alright, so this needs to be cut here, this needs to be cut here. And then these will be the new washers for the faucet to attach to. Alright, we have our 2 washers ready to go. First thing that needs to be done is water needs to be shut off to the faucet. So this is the hot, the other side is the cold. These are globe stops, so they'll keep spinning. Keep turning the oval handle until it stops. This is a Basin wrench and this is on the supply line. So you need this Basin wrench to be able to take off the supply lines for a faucet because you don't have any other space to do it. The head can flip over when you're tightening and loosening off. Using the Basin wrench, I'm going to loosen off and remove both supply lines. Make sure that you have a container on hand because there will be a little bit of water still left in the line. Once the supply lines are removed, the plastic nuts that are holding the faucet down to the countertop can be removed. Because the countertop is badly deteriorated, the nuts are loose. If the nuts weren't loose, then I'd be doing the same thing with the Basin wrench, using that to loosen off the plastic nuts. Be aware, the plastic nuts can break because they get brittle over time, so you might need to have extra nuts on hand. This is what it looks like with the nuts removed. The holes were drilled way too big, and you can see the amount of deterioration where the nuts were holding the faucet down. Once again, you can see how big the holes that were drilled. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe down the sink where the base plate is going to be, and then I'm going to go ahead and put putty to make a nice watertight seal. Using putty, I'm going to make a worm type shape, and that is going to go between the base plate and the sink. I prefer to use putty over silicone because putty is easy to remove. Silicone can be tough to remove, and it can also break older material when you use silicone. Here's a ring of putty that will be between the base plate and the sink. Make sure that you don't go too thick so you don't have a gap between the two. Otherwise, I'm going to get the remaining water out, and then the faucet can be pushed into the putty. Once the faucet is down, the nuts will be tightened back on, and that's going to compress the putty between the base plate and the sink. So any putty that's sticking too far out can be pushed underneath the base plate between the sink and the faucet. Otherwise, with the faucet in place, give it a nice firm push down, and then we can look at tightening up the faucet nuts. Taking the plastic washers and the plastic nuts, the washer will go between the countertop and the plastic nut. The plastic nuts can be tightened down by hand as tight as you can go. Once both nuts are tightened down as tight as you can go by hand, a Basin wrench will be used to do the final tightening. Using the Basin wrench, tighten both nuts down as tight as you can go. Keep one thing in mind, these plastic washers, the plastic is flimsy, so don't be too aggressive about it, but you want to tighten it enough where the faucet is going to be nice and solid, but not so much that you're destroying the already compromised countertop. Now the faucet supplies can be reattached. So when it comes to the faucet supplies, make sure that you tighten as tight as they're going to go. You want to be fairly aggressive with this to make sure that they're nice and tight and you're not going to have a weeping leak. One other thing to keep in mind, I've had this happen with faucet supply lines. You can lose a chunk of the rubber and they can leak slowly. So be sure that your faucet supply lines, at least the rubber gaskets, are in good shape if you're going to reuse them. With the supply lines now reinstalled, these stops can be turned back on so the faucet can be tested. I'm turning on the other stop. Make sure also to check that since these are globe style stops that you don't have a leak coming through the stem or anywhere else, which is common for these older style of stops. Now the excess putty that has squeezed out between the base plate and the sink can be scraped away. You're going to have a little bit of putty that will squeeze out, and it may squeeze out a little bit later on. Any excess putty that squeezes out later on, just scrape away like I'm doing right now. To seal this cap down, all I'm going to do is put some silicone around the edge, and then I'm just going to wipe the silicone away, and that's going to provide a watertight seal. Alright, to test our faucet, it's nice and solid. Make sure that you also run water through the hot and cold to make sure nothing is leaking and everything is working properly. Otherwise, this is the bottom. This is what it looks like with the new washers underneath to hold the faucet down. Now this is a band-aid fix because the countertop will have to be replaced sooner rather than later based on the condition it's in. But with that in mind, what we'll do now is an overview of this job. Alright guys, so that concludes this job. So in this case, the countertop has started to rot out because water's been getting between the base plate and the sink, and once these particle board type countertops start to get wet, they deteriorate very quickly. The particle board will expand and then break apart, and that is what has happened here. I like to put putty between the base plate and the sink, and that's going to provide a watertight seal between the two. You can use silicone, but I'm not a fan of silicone because it's hard to remove. Now, one thing to keep in mind with these two handle faucets, the threaded studs that you attach the supply lines to and the plastic washers go onto, they're not all that long. So 3/8 plywood is probably not going to work. If you want to use something like an 1/8 aluminum, or I guess even steel could work as well, that is what you're going to need to bridge the gap. And then when it comes to actually cutting your pieces, make sure that they're long enough that you are secured to solid material. In this case here with this countertop, whoever drilled the holes drilled them way too big. And when you already remove the material, I mean, it doesn't even need to get wet anymore to rot out because there's nothing to get wet and rot out. So in my opinion, whoever did this specific install didn't do a very good job. The time on this job. The time was about an hour. I mean, I've been plumbing for so long that I don't have any issues. One thing you have to keep in mind, sometimes the faucet is going to be a lot closer to the sink So you want to make sure that you have adequate space to allow the washer to go between the threaded studs and the sink. In this case here, there was no issue, but that's something you're going to have to keep in mind. The cost of this job. The material was about $30. I think the plastic acrylic, I bought it for something else. I think it was about $25. A little bit of putty in the gloves, or the rest, which are negligible. But this is a relatively simple job to do. You just need to know how to address it, like I've shown you here. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. I hope what I've shown you here will help you to address a loose faucet if and when the time comes. Guys, till next time, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next project.